Let's get this thing kicked off. You guys ready? What's going on, everybody? Brad here, back for another Let's Talk Jurassic. We're going to be talking about Jurassic. That's what we do. We do that every Wednesday night. We try to do this every Wednesday night around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you for joining us. Thank you to everybody that's in the chat room right now. We're going to have some fun tonight. I think tonight we're going to try to talk about... I had like two things that I felt like I'd scheduled into the show tonight. And let's see, what else? Oh, anything else you guys want to add to the conversation, feel free. Reach out in the live chat. Let me know if you have any kind of dire conversation that you want to talk about. Whatever it is, Jurassic related, hey, or not Jurassic related. Whatever it is, let me know and we'll start chatting about it. But I did want to talk about two things tonight. The Jurassic Park Book Club, which is something that we started recently on the podcast, and also VelociCoaster. So there's been a lot of VelociCoaster developments over the past day or so, and got a lot of awesome images from people around the community, stuff we can show off here in the live stream here tonight. I'm not there, so I can't show you this stuff directly, but I know a bunch of people that are down there, and we'll take a look at what they have to offer. Yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about? Let me know. And I see already E750. That's a popular topic. Everybody loves talking about E750. Let's see. What do we got here? All right, so I want to kick it off by talking about, first off, last week I may have mentioned that the Jurassic Wire was going to be airing this week on the podcast. Well, it didn't happen. That didn't happen. Schedule was thrown off just a little bit. I know Aaron wanted to get on there and record. We couldn't make our schedules work out, so that'll be back around next month. That is a monthly conversation between myself and Aaron Beyer, so we'll be back, what is next month? March, for the Jurassic Wire. Hopefully there's some good conversations to be had. And actually a lot of those conversations we actually just do here anyway, so forget about the Wire. Don't tell Aaron. No, I'm kidding. So that was going to air this week, but we actually changed things up, and I just so happened to be recording a brand new segment, or the introduction to a brand new segment. And I did not very, very well prepare for this. As always, I was running late. But I do have, I can throw this up here, I think, right? Should be there. All right, so, I didn't really prepare, as you can tell. So the Jurassic Park Book Club is something that we kind of started over on the podcast, and I gotta give it up to my buddy and contributor now to the podcast, Ben, at Jurassic Site B, if you follow him online. Ben wanted to do a book club of sorts. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading Jurassic Park. Not together. We're not going to line by line read it on the podcast or anything like that. So our version of the book club is we're all going to read it. We're all going to read it. So we're going to take out our copies. We're going to read Jurassic Park. Not today. Where's the camera? We're going to read the book together, and we're going to report back to each other when the time comes. And I'm going to give you a lot of those dates and whatnot, because I'm really, really excited for this. I think it's a fun new direction for the podcast, and it's gonna, at this point, we've scheduled out a bunch of episodes, and it's also going to be a monthly segment. So right now we've got 3 monthly segments, which kind of fill out nearly the entire month. So you have the Jurassic mailbag kicking off every month, the beginning of every month. That's with Jennifer Evans. And then somewhere in the month, we're going to have the Jurassic Park Book Club, and then the Jurassic Wire. But the book club, it's going to be a new monthly thing for the next few months here, and we'll figure it out after that, because we're of course, going to move on to other books. But this is not really something that I'm fully going to be a part of, but Ben is going to be doing the book club, and we're all going to read it. I'm going to be reading. It's been a while since I read the book. I don't know about you guys. When was the last time that you guys read the book? Because I watch the movies more often than I read the book. Obviously, it takes a lot more time to read. And these days, I'm finding less and less time for reading. So I think doing something like this, having a special time for us all to kind of read together. And I've actually heard from a lot of people that are going to be reading it with their kids for the first time, stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. So we're going to be reading this together and then reporting back. And let me bring up those dates, because I do have some dates for you. So we've got a few tentative dates here that we're going to be working with, and some information. So these are going to be, I'm going to put these up online somewhere sometime. But so the Jurassic Park Book Club schedule is as follows. We're going to be reading from page 1, the very start of the book, right? Just open the book. There you go. That's where we're starting from, which this is just some reviews. But from the introduction, for real. So there is a introduction, and it's called The InGen Incident, We're going to be starting there, okay? Starting here. And we're going to go all the way to the tour. Now, the tour, pretty self-explanatory. I think you guys understand what that chapter involves, but we're going to be stopping here. Oops, the tour. I would give you page numbers and everything, but they might not be accurate to what you guys have. So this book that I have here, 134 is this page. 134. We'll check out page 134 in this copy because this is my original copy here. This other one is just one that I picked up at some point in time. Let's check out page 134. Let's see if this is the same. All right, so this one's the same, 134. These paperbacks, I guess, are the same, but I do have an issue here, which this one is the big Jurassic Park Folio Society edition, 30th anniversary edition. If you didn't check it out, we did a full episode. Ben, actually the guy who's running this segment, the book club segment, actually did a great interview with the artwork, or the artist who did the artwork for this, which is Vector That Fox, Joe Breeze. Did all the amazing artwork for this book. But let me see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find where the tour is, but let me check out 134. No, I have no idea. So as you can see, the pages are a bit different. I think he had said, he's like, oh, let's stop at page 145, which is the tour. But no, see, it doesn't even work out here. Control. So just when you're reading, just go through, search through, and when you get to the spot that says the tour, that's where you're going to stop for the time being. Of course, you can keep reading if you want to, but for the sake of the podcast, we're going to be doing these specific dates. So on March 22nd, which is going to be coming up, in a few weeks now, that's going to be our first wrap-up episode. So we decided to split the book into three parts there. So it was a bit manageable for us, hoping to try to keep everybody, interested in the episodes. It was actually pretty hard to kind of like narrow down the correct amount of time because I know spanning one book over these next 3 months is a bit much, of course, but for the sake of podcasting and working on the podcast, editing, getting comments and feedback and all that good stuff, securing guests and whatnot, we kind of had to spread them out. But once you read up to the tour, report back on March 22nd, we're going to have another episode focusing in on all of those details. So we're going to get to the bottom of everything. We're going to have a few guests on that episode. And so we're going to do kind of like a little wrap up of the thoughts and feelings, followed by a big in-depth review. Ben is also going to take a look at the comparisons between the film and the book to kind of see what was different, what was about the same. And one of the final segments of that episode is going to be your thoughts and feelings. So it's kind of small on here, but when I post this online, maybe you'll be able to see it better. I kind of just described what I described in that paragraph right there. But when you're done reading that portion of the book, the first third of the book, we want you guys to comment and send us your feedback on that first part. So Jurassic Park, sorry, that was my email. My bad. Jurassic Park Book Club at gmail.com. It couldn't be easier. I mean, I messed it up because I'm used to saying the other email, but these emails are going to go directly to Ben, Jurassic Park Book Club at gmail.com, and Ben's going to sift through them all. He's going to take your written thoughts, and I'm sure he'll read them on the show. He's also going to do the audio thoughts. So if you guys, just pick up your phone and just record. I was holding my phone, but it didn't get in the shot. Pick it up, open the voice memo app and record, just a few quick minute thoughts on the first third of the book. And we're going to play them all on the episode. And I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really, really excited. I don't know what I'm going to be a part of, like I said, but I'm definitely going to be on some of them. And I'm totally interested in rereading it again along with everybody. So that's going to be awesome. And yeah, so after that, you can see the other tour dates, I was going to say. The other dates from the tour to the 5th iteration, read in between there. That's the second third of the book, April 12th. Then the final third will be the 5th iteration through the end of the book, which is the epilogue. And we're going to be doing that on May 10th. So I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited because our podcast typically focuses on the films, and that is really where our conversations stem from, our theories, our thoughts, predictions for the upcoming films, what kind of other content we can get, and we always try to separate the books from the films because canonically they're very different, and there's a lot of different characters, there's different outcomes for these characters, there's different outcomes for the island, like everything. There's so many different attributes to these books that the conversations don't really intertwine when we're on the podcast. But I'm excited to split it up, and now we're going to be officially talking about the books, and it really makes me happy. I'm going to go back and see what you guys are saying. Are you guys into the idea? Are you going to be joining along? Because like I said, I like it, and it's been a while since come on, highlight the right thing here. It's been a while since I read the book, but I hope you guys are into the idea. So let me move over again. Let me go back through the thoughts and everything. Man, my screen got really blue there for a second. All right, what are you guys saying? I got to go back. Could go back to the beginning. Here's a fun comment. JP Carnotaurus dude says, "Hey guys, I'm making a fan-made movie out of video games coming coming May 2021. That's awesome. We'll keep our eyes out here." Let's see. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh my gosh. Jurassic Souls, what's up? I think you did a super chat. Let me get to that. I'll get to that in a second. JC Reviews. Yo, what's going on? Lewis, I don't know if you're still here. What's going on? JP Carnotaurus, dude, again, have you pre-ordered the Amber Collection Pteranodon? Because I did it through the Target website. Yes, I have. I did it. I pre-ordered it twice. I pre-ordered it through. I don't remember which one. It was either Toy Wiz or Big Bad Toy Store, and then that was a bit more expensive, so I ended up canceling that one and then pre-ordered it through Target. So I did that, and I think the shipping was free and everything. So, yeah. But oh no, did it just? No, I disappeared from the top of my chat. Yeah, and that's the problem, which we talked about a lot last week in our live stream. We talked about all the Beyond the Gates stuff and how I hope that's an issue that doesn't occur in the future with the Target exclusives. Obviously, those first two were mentioned as exclusives, but not actually exclusive. All right, so Tim's here. What's up, Tim? Says VelociCoaster has totally blown away my expectations. Yeah, man. I mean, after we'll get into it in a little bit more in depth, I guess. But after going down there in the past few years and experiencing Hagrid's magical creatures motorcycle adventure, I think that's the whole thing. Too many words. After experiencing that attraction and what they're capable of these days with a roller coaster, I was just like, I knew that it would be amazing, whatever they made. I still stand by the fact that I'm not a huge lover of the presentation of the view across the lake. That was always my biggest issue with the update to the attraction. It looks fine. It looks good. But, I just loved how it looked before. I thought it was better aesthetic, blended better. But who cares, you know? It looks awesome, and I think the attraction itself, when you're actually honing in on all those details, man, is it good, and there's so much fun stuff in there. But I can't wait to, and we're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at a lot of those pictures, those details in just a little bit. Jurassic Soul is very excited for VelociCoaster. Rebel Commander says, I have never actually read the books. I know, I should. Yeah. You should read the books. I've read them, I don't know, maybe like 4 times, I think, at this point. That's not a lot, but for a book and for me, that's a lot. So it's about time. I've been overdue. It's been a lot of years since I've read them. But if you've never read it before, this could be a good starting point. So it's at least a point where you can kind of take it easy. You can take it slow, like I kind of described, as we're going to be reading it through the next series of months here. So hopefully that'll help out. Pick it up. Go to a thrift store. You're able to find like copies like this just laying around all over the place. But Siaka says, I've read the Lost World book more often than the original. Yeah, I haven't. I always read them sequentially every time. I don't think I've not done that before. So maybe in the early days or something. But I will, typically read them in order. Jurassic Park, then the Lost World. And then I'll wait 6 years. And then I'll read it again. But yeah, I think that's the way it has to be. And I love following it up directly after, seeing what kind of changed and all those details. I love that. But interesting. Why have you read it more than the original? And by the way, we will get to those books. I don't have... Where is my copy? I don't know where my copy of The Lost World is. Oh, here it is. It's right here. So, Lost World. We'll get into that once we finish up Jurassic Park. And outside of those 3 wrap-up episodes that we kind of discuss the entire book as a whole, there will be other episodes as well with other guests kind of discussing certain elements of the book, certain things, and it'll go on for a while. But definitely The Lost World will come up after that. And for sure, this is going to be a fun one as well, The Evolution of Claire. So we definitely will be discussing The Evolution of Claire as well. Pick that one up if you haven't already. And, that'll extend us. If this is taking us 3+ months, probably, we're talking about like into next year, probably well into next year. So, we've got junior novelizations. We could do that. We can do those kind of things for like The Lost World. I've got this one right here for Fallen Kingdom. We have like Jurassic Park. I forget the title. The adventure things from like Jurassic Park 3 with Eric Kirby. We'll read those as well. So there's a lot of potential, I think, for the segment, and hopefully we have, a lot of time ahead of us where we can continue this segment. So anyway, I probably should have stated it before, but download this week's episode. There's a full conversation with myself and Ben, kind of going over what we're going to be doing, even in more in-depth. And just, we get to hear a little bit about where Ben's coming from, his history, his plan with the segment and everything. So go check that out. Just download it. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever else. Spotify. Let's see. JP Carnotaurus dude says, last time I read Jurassic Park was in 2018. Jurassic Battle Droid says the audiobook is free on YouTube with sound effects, and it's 6 hours long, though. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can find the audiobooks. There are several people that I know. I know Jurassic Unicast did one, and there's certainly others, and I think even the original audiobooks are on YouTube. You can definitely check those out. Just make sure you're listening, you're paying attention as far as where you have to stop and check in with us. But I do have an Audible account, so I have like an official account and I download them. And let me see. I want to see what the time is on those. If I can figure out where is my Audible. Oh, here it is. So I've downloaded both of those, or at least have them in my library somewhere. So the Jurassic Park is 15 hours and 10 minutes. So if you got a spare 15 hours and 10 minutes, that's a good way to go. And Lost World's 15 hours and 18 minutes. So right up there as well. And no audiobook for The Evolution of Claire. That's a big bummer, honestly. Like when The Evolution of Claire was coming out, I thought for sure that there would be a Bryce Dallas Howard, audio version of it. Have her read through the book. Man, that would have been amazing. I know when there was an Ahsoka Tano book for any Star Wars fans out there, and that book came out and had an audiobook version read by Ashley Eckstein, the actress who does the voice for Ahsoka in the animated series. So that was awesome, and I was hoping the same would happen in Jurassic's case, but no. Again, it's like one of those things where I don't know if Universal had enough faith or didn't want to do the budget for that or whatever. But I am worried that, we're not going to get any others. I hope we do. I really hope we do. I have no clue what the outlook, I guess the outlook is for that book. Like what was the revenue that came in? What was the awareness, the attention? I don't know. I have no clue how well that book did. I'm sure we could find out some details on that, but I don't know. Hopefully it did well enough for maybe some more books. Maybe we'll get like one or two this time around with Dominion. I don't know. Maybe we'll get one this year. That would be amazing. With the audiobook, that might be a way for me to go. I might be doing that. I rarely have some time to just sit and do nothing. I think my mind is like constantly moving, like I gotta be doing something. So the audiobooks are at least the way where I could do a lot of stuff and listen. I know it's like my attention is kind of distracted, but whatever. That's the way I can do it. Jurassic Battle Droid says, to be honest, I hate reading. Don't hate reading. There's a lot of good that can come from it, And there's a lot of great stories. And maybe you don't care for stories, but I kind of like that. I kind of like stories. I used to do a lot more reading when I traveled to work and stuff like that via train. I don't do that anymore. Haven't done it for a while, even before COVID. But that was the best. I would just sit there and read the entire hour-long train ride. Yeah, Lewis says, let's do Jurassic Park Adventures. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it will happen. It will definitely happen. I guess maybe if we follow in line, it would happen after Lost World, but I don't know. Maybe we'll go with the Evolution of Claire after that. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out as the time comes. And finally, I made it to Jurassic Souls. Thank you, Jurassic Souls, for the super chat. You're awesome as always, man. You're always so generous. I can't believe it, dude. And Jurassic Souls says, very excited for the book club. I have my hardcover ready and bought the audiobook too. It will be a great adventure. I really hope some of the book events are referenced in future movies, possibly. Yes, I mean, that's the thing. It's like these, and I think Jurassic Battle Droid, you said you don't like reading, but it's so cool to me how all of these movies, all 5 of these movies that we have something from the books. There's always something pulled from the books. And sometimes it's just Jurassic Park. It's incredible how much stuff is pulled and ripped from there. Just little sequences here and there are just straight out of the book. And it's even into Fallen Kingdom, I'm just so blown away by how they must have the entire book. I don't know how they're doing it, but highlighted and know exactly where in a computer version. I'm sure there's some sort of intricate software that they've detailed every kind of thing that they want to do. But I don't know, if you go through here, I'm sure you could find something that they haven't done, it's I was gonna read that line, but I probably shouldn't read that line. I don't know how that happened. But there's a lot of cool stuff and stuff that was like transferred into like the Jurassic Park River Adventure with that kind of boat style, and the same thing with the Sega game. Like you have that boat, the raft boat in there, which is more from the books and stuff, and like little details like that. Like I still want like, I don't know, I want like a sleeping T-Rex in that same style. I want all kinds of cool stuff from the book, and I think there's still plenty to mine for, potential spin-offs, potential stuff in Jurassic World Dominion. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff in Dominion that pays off from the books. So it's always good to do a little research and know your history about where these movies are coming from. So that way when you sit down for Jurassic World Dominion, you're like, oh my God, 6 movies in, plus, a spin-off film, or not a spin-off, but like, whatever that thing was, not Camp Cretaceous. What was it called? Battle of Big Rock. Like, we're that many things in, along with Camp Cretaceous, which also pulls from the books. And they're still doing it, guys. Like, I would love to sit there and know those moments along with all of you. So that's why we're rereading this. And I think, that's actually a good plan, actually. Rereading and getting through this all, and then we have Dominion, so we're fresh, we're caught up by the time we get to Jurassic World Dominion. So again, thank you, Jurassic Souls. You're always super supportive and always helpful as we try to like produce things, on our side. It's awesome. Oh man, I just skipped ahead. Oh, gotta go back. Let's see. Lucan here says the book is very different from the movie. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the segments of these shows, these upcoming shows, the book club shows. That's what I'm most looking forward to, is the conversation surrounding, those differences between the book and the movie. The movie obviously had to go for like a softer approach. I mean, it's got a lot of death and violence and stuff like that, but in terms of like how you look at the book versus the movie, like the book is way more dark and brutal. Even just like the Dennis Nedry sequence alone, thinking about like describing like intestines and like, it's super gross. But the movie just kind of like has him like in a Jeep just rattling around. So that is the thing that I'm like most looking forward to, is comparing and contrasting these two iterations. No pun intended. Stargazer says Dominion is not the last movie, I think, for the Jurassic franchise. Yeah, that's an interesting one, and one I'm going to elaborate more on in the future. But there will be more. But I think this is good. This is looked at as the end of, I don't want to say the franchise, but the story so far. And from here they're going to pick up and do new things. Jurassic Souls says, I wonder what other dinosaurs will be in the VelociCoaster other than raptors. Nothing. Nothing else. No other dinosaurs. Just raptors. That's all. Don't get too excited. And the raptors that we have, it's not... Mostly everything is kind of static, especially the ones that we've already seen from the outdoor section. There is a little indoor section where it's like where you launch and all that, and who knows what the queue has, I guess. But I wouldn't expect much as far as like motion and, animatronics and all that kind of good stuff. But definitely just raptors. It's a raptor pen. So hopefully there's no other dinosaurs in a raptor pen. Yeah, well, this is interesting. Lewis says, "Oh, did you hear the rumor that VelociCoaster could have an animatronic made by Animax?" And City Neon likes the comment on that article, I guess. I've heard rumors, but I don't expect much. I think the most it would be is kind of like what you're getting at the tour currently with the raptors, and you know what I'm talking about, the raptors that have like their heads in the like the little saddle thing where their heads are kind of like wedged out of the wall. I think that's the extent of it. And a lot of it's going to be like visual effects, lights and strobes and shadows and stuff. I don't expect a lot of animatronic work. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully there is. I would love it. I like that idea, but I'm also more interested in seeing what the Jurassic World, the ride, has going on over there. Siaka says, the Lost World novel is so different from any of the films, it feels pretty fresh somehow. It's hard to articulate why I keep coming back to it, but it's something like that. Yeah, I agree. I think that is probably why it's kind of like, I don't want to say the more interesting novel, but in a way, it kind of is, because for a lot of it, it's like an untold story. You know, it's not like, even though Jurassic Park is a very different novel than the movie, the bones are there, right? Like the bones are really there. But The Lost World, some of the bones are there. There's a few things, but a lot of it is vastly different. And I think maybe that's definitely why, right? Like it feels like that would be why it feels fresh and feels like, hey, this is a different story that I don't know as much about, or something like that. Sometimes it's very hard to follow what's going on in these comments, but I'm doing my best. Oh, Lewis, I think you're asking, is that Nedry who tries to mimic Owen's stand down pose in your background? Yeah. It's a mix. It's Owen, but it's also Nedry. Oh, wait. And I don't know, I've showed it off before, but it's always time. It's always time to show it off again. I gotta do like a full video series on this one. A little too bright. I don't know what's going on. It's one of the extra Nedry heads on a Hasbro Owen body. So this guy, I picked this up in Target. It was in like some little pack. But this is the head it had when I found it, and I drew a little smiley face on. You can't really see it in this. Oh, there's a smiley face on his head, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of an oddball. I'm gonna buy it anyway. But my son did this one day. I was down here, and he saw this headless Owen, and he's like, you know what? He needs a head. So he threw Dennis Nedry's head on there, and it's probably one of my most prized possessions in my collection. I love this thing so much. It is so comical, and it's got to sit right in there. But, you know, Owen is back there, but also Nedry's over there. So I don't know which one you were pointing at. Probably the actual, this one. But, you know, the other one's behind my head, so I don't think you saw that. Let's see. Yeah, Siaka, somebody pointed out to me today that the Claire novel changes Scott Mitchell's name to Pete. Yeah, that is one of those weird things. I don't think when I was taking notes in this book, I went back and forth between like actually like leaving Post-its and writing them in my notes app. but I know it does say, oh yeah, here it is. I found that extremely fast. Here's a line. This is not the book club. This is not what the book club is going to be, but let's see. I'm thinking this is from Karen to I don't know. Well, here it is. It just says, after college, she came back home, got her job, and married Pete, her husband. They have dinner with my parents every Sunday, and my mom gets to see her every day when she picks up Zach at their house after work. So Pete, that's a weird one. That's a weird one. You know, Scott. Do they ever say Scott in the movie? Like, does anybody audibly say Scott? I don't think so. I don't think so. We know his name is Scott in the film, right? But if it's not mentioned, hey, maybe, I don't know. Like, what do you go with at that point? It's a weird thing. It's a weird change, an odd one, and it's little things like that I know we, as fans and super fans like that, I guess you could say, we'd love to point out those details and say like, oh, you got that wrong. Come on. You know, Camp Cretaceous has some of those moments too. You know, a lot of the new content, we're just parsing it out and just like thinking, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. But it is what it is. And if nobody ever mentions Scott in the movie, I don't remember. Do you guys remember? Is Scott actually mentioned? I know he's there in the movie, but like outside of like the closed caption, maybe the closed caption, I guess, could be a confirmation, but technically, I don't know. Lewis, all right, so you said one thing that can make a lot of issues. Jack said state of evolution of Claire as canon is in question right now. I'm assuming you mean Jack Ewens. Where would he have said that? Or other Jacks? I don't know. But it's definitely in question. I mean, I don't have the whole canonical timeline of events with the novel, The Evolution of Claire, like I do with other things that we talk about, whether it be live tour and, you know, how these things canonically fit in and people actually confirming them. I think somewhere along the line, somebody, Colin, maybe had said something about Evolution of Claire being canon. I'd have to even go back and reference my conversation with the author, Tess Sharp, on the podcast, because I don't remember. Maybe she said it in there too. But questioning it, you know, look, you can question any detail of it, like that Pete thing, you know, the fact that Pete is said, that does that automatically disqualify it because it's different from the film? Like, kind of, in a way, like, but Star Wars has that issue going on right now too. They've gotten so deep with their new canonical stuff that they're starting to change things. And now when they have more and more and more and more content, they're kind of overlapping things. For instance, like the whole first episode of Mandalorian season 2, there's a character in that show that is in a book that came out a few years ago, and the histories of that same character in both iterations is different. And, you know, you read it in the book first and you knew his history, but then the show came out and his history was a little different, and you're like, well, does that disqualify the book? I don't know. You know, the book is supposed to be canon, but what happens when it gets, you know, null and voided by one little line? Do you then just automatically jump to unreliable narrator, which I don't like doing that. I hate the unreliable narrator. I'm not a fan of that, and I don't think Jurassic is something that should be an unreliable narrator. It's never been told that way. Like, the stories are never told that way from somebody's point of view. The way I view these series, right, is the fact that, like, we're getting a glimpse into the action. We're not hearing the action being told from somebody's point of view. You know, like Jurassic Park is not John Hammond writing his biography and we're just getting a glimpse at his biography. We're actually seeing the action take place. That's the way I've always seen all of these movies and you know, now the Camp Cretaceous stuff. So, I don't know. Bye, Lewis. I think you left or you're leaving. And Lewis said it best before that we're not going to talk about the leak as far as the E750 stuff. I will say that I don't like that if that's accurate, and I don't know why we're nailing it to E750 exactly. Okay, so Scott is mentioned by movie credit. Is it probably? Hey, you can't say something like that and then just say probably after. Probably. Let me look what it actually says, because I should have it right here on my phone. Oh, that's different. Let's look it up. I'm going to look up Jurassic World and take a look at the credits. Of course, you know, you look at the credits for like IMDb and stuff like that. And IMDb always has like names and stuff like that. I'm like, who decided that? Where did that come from? Like who put that in there? All right, here's the cast. Karen. Yeah, it does say Scott. It does say Scott in the credits. So, but are the credits canonical? I don't know. I mean, yeah, his name's Scott, not Pete. I don't know why that happened. You know, there's some things you can kind of weave a little tale and kind of make yourself believe things. But that's just a mess up, you know? And I don't know how that happened. That would be a detail you would fact check, right? You would be like, what's his name? And I feel like Pete, maybe that was like a placeholder. You know, it's like, hey, let me write this story. And then later on, we'll remove or we'll add the names in and we'll change the names. But like somehow Pete got left in. And also from Lewis, I'm sure you're going by now, but Lewis confirmed Jack Ewan said it in Discord. And Jack said the timeline that Universal gave to Chaos Theorem doesn't have a story of evolution of Claire, although Colin said it's canon. Yeah. That's the thing, like... You're going to get me down this road that I just don't want to go down. Like, whatever this timeline is that anybody has, it doesn't make any sense. And it gets extremely deep in areas that it doesn't need to get deep, but can't cover these obvious moments that should be easy to nail down. And timelines should shift. Now, if it hasn't shifted, if they got a new timeline recently, you know, before Dominion or something like that, it should be there. Like, it should be there. And Colin, yeah, I was thinking Colin had said something about it being canon. This is going to be hard to find. Let's see if I can find any kind of confirmation here. Oh gosh, this is going to be impossible. Nope, I'm not seeing anything right away. Oh, you know what? I should probably evolution of Claire. Let's find this. Yeah, the only thing I can find is all right, here maybe Outpost has something here. Let's see. Almost got it, guys. Almost got it. We're almost there. Yeah. Colin. All right, so they on Outpost website they say Colin Trevorrow recently took to Twitter. Recently, wait, why did they say recently so many times? Colin Trevorrow recently took to Twitter recently. Who wrote this? Chris? I don't know. To further clarify that dinosaurs of Jurassic World are both male and female, and other forms of population. Okay, so that's not it. Okay, no. He didn't clarify anything. Let's see. No, I have no idea. Forget it. We know Colin had said it at one point, I think. But who knows what it is now? And that's my problem with what Universal does sometimes with this franchise is like they make things but then don't care about them. Like when was the last time you heard anything official about the evolution of Claire? Like any kind of official mention or anything like that? It's a bummer that they release these things but then forget about them. Siaka, I like your comment. Time for the evolution of Scott. That's funny. And you also say there are no versions of the truth? No. There's just the truth. That's all there is. It's all we have. I like your reference. Yeah, and I like Rebel Commander here. Says a canonical mistake is not canon. It's just, oops, we got it wrong. Well, everything we didn't get wrong is now I'm lost. Okay, you started off great, but then you lost me. Yeah, canon's rapidly losing density. Seriously, that is bothersome to me because there needs to be official messaging that says, look, we know our fans want to know what is canonical, right? We want them to know what they can trust, what they can believe. And when you start to make these things, that needs to be part of the conversation, I think, with the producers. And, Colin's hands are always in all of these projects. The live tour, Camp Cretaceous. I'm sure he had something to do with the novel, checking it off and making sure it was all good. There needs to be that conversation with the creators that says, like, look, this is canonical, or say to them, no, this is not canonical. So that when we have interviews with the creators of Jurassic World Live Tour, and they tell us that it's canonical, we believe it and we understand that. Instead, we have them telling us it's canonical, and then later Colin says it's not. It's very confusing messaging, and I think that should be something that is from top down. This is canon, this is not canon. Let's tell you straight up, the creators, so you guys know what's going on when you're making it, and whether you can stray from the truth. we've gotten very far from from our initial conversation about the Jurassic Park book club, but this is the kind of conversations you can expect. I think I maybe skipped ahead here to the end, so let's just wrap it up. If anybody came in here towards the end of this whole conversation right here, I'm not done. We still got a lot more to discuss, but we're doing the Jurassic Park book club again, just to give you some final words on this before we wrap up this part of the segment here. Again, the book club, there it is, Jurassic Park book club. My buddy Ben is hosting that segment. It's going to be on the show, and we're going to be doing these from page 1 for the start of the book to the chapter entitled The Tour. So read all of that first third of the book, and we'll come back. We'll reconvene on the podcast March 22nd. You can hear all of our reviews, thoughts, and feelings. And then please send us your thoughts and feelings. JurassicParkBookClub@gmail.com. And we'll include everything. You know, if you guys write something out, if you want to record your audio, record it on your phone, send it in, and we'll include that in the show. We always love being able to play your audio instead of just reading your words in our own voice. That's never as fun, but I love hearing from you guys. Don't feel afraid or worried. Just go ahead, send it in, and we'll play it on the show. You get to be a part of the show. All right, so let's move on to our next thing here. And all right, so let me go back to the beginning of my little thing that I've got up here, and we'll get this out of the way. And there we go. So let me move over a little bit. So I wanted to talk about VelociCoaster. So this is a new attraction, a new roller coaster coming to Universal's Islands of Adventure sometime this summer, whenever that is. Summer is a long period of time for like the theme park. They're very vague with their details as far as like what is summer, when does winter start, when is fall, like when are all these holidays? They always extend past their due date. So summer this year. It's weird because the ride is so close. It seems ready. I don't really know what else needs to be done. But it seems like it's just about ready to happen. So maybe summer could be tomorrow. Who knows? But our buddy here, Michael Corelli, has some amazing pictures. We'll look at his pictures first, then we'll get into BioReconstruct. A lot of same stuff, but I wanted to showcase Michael's here because he was out there. When was this? This was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. They actually tore some walls down, some construction walls. And, these are the moments for theme park fans where we get super hyped, we get extra excited because, like, we're getting a new glimpse into something we haven't seen before from this angle. Like, we've seen a lot of this from different angles, but, like, to get to see something new, a new part of the track, a new plant, whatever, a new rock, whatever it is, it's always amazing to see something new. And here we have two pictures from a new section, which I actually don't know if I have the pictures of that section. I might have to try to track down those. But here you have, like, this awesome section. Look at how just heavily themed this is. It's insane. There's so much foliage and insane rock work. It looks so good. There's like a raptor paddock tower up there overlooking the whole thing. Awesome theming. It looks like fencing, electrical fencing all over the place kind of stuff, and, big rock walls. I don't know that, like, this place would keep a raptor in officially, but I like to believe it would. And then you got the coaster all over the place. It's amazing. See if I can slide this over so you can get even more of a look. Is it changing? No. Oh, yeah, it did change a little bit. All right. So next picture here. Look at that. My God, that is beautiful. That is insane. That is so... Whew. It's going to be fast. It's going to be real fast. And just like... going in and out of the tunnels and under the track while other cars are passing by or above you or wherever. Like, it's going to be insane. Like, you know, this is interesting. Like, this looks beautiful, but like so much of it, and it's kind of been my problem from the start. Like, when I was talking about the view from the lake and the lagoon, I was like, yeah, no, it doesn't necessarily look like Jurassic, and all you're seeing is the big Jurassic Park, you know, visitor center / the Discovery Center in this case, and then you have this just, you know, huge coaster in front of it. It's not totally Jurassic aesthetic. We don't really have that visual in the film or even in Jurassic World. Of course, we do have the bone shaker or whatever it's called from Jurassic Park the game, but it doesn't look like anything like this, and it's certainly not Jurassic World over top of Jurassic Park. And interestingly, like kind of on that same, you know, comment there, these rocks, it doesn't really look or feel Jurassic to me, but I think it's incredible looking. Like, it's beautiful. It's like super striking and visually just like something really, really incredible. But I'm also like, I don't know, it doesn't feel Jurassic to me. But who knows? Does it feel Jurassic to you? So that's the first batch of pictures there. Let's go over to our next batch here. Also from Michael. He's got some, also some merch popped up. So not only did they take down some fences, they have some merch out there, and it looks fun. Like, I am definitely down for this stuff. Look at that. So who is that? Is that Charlie or Delta? Who's that? Charlie or Delta? I don't know. One of those guys. But we got Blue, obviously. VelociCoaster. I like that they included another raptor on there. That's pretty cool. Instead of just focusing on Blue. But it's a fun shirt. A nice fun shirt. Grand opening shirt, I guess. And you got these mugs. There's more focusing on the Blue. Actually, there is another Velociraptor back there as well. And it also has like the stats and stuff. 53 mile per hour barrel roll, 1G max acceleration, 0 to 50 in 3 seconds. That's awesome. It's got some pins here. I like that. I like those a lot. I like that one because like it the one on the left, because it really does kind of like, it looks like a real picture, like with that sky. It looks amazing. Got some lanyards, and I was laughing about these. I was cracking up. We got some socks with stats all over them. So if you want those stats that I was reading before, you can get them on a sock. How cool is that? I like those lanyards, though. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. Some more merch. I like that. That's pretty cool. So you got 3 raptors plus a silhouette in the background. These other 2 on the side, like, just kind of look like the same asset, pretty much. But pretty cool. I like that. Is this a long sleeve or a 3/4 sleeve or something like that? Chaos, or is it kid shirt? I don't know. It says extra small. Chaos happens. Chaos happens here at the Jurassic World VelociCoaster. Terrible. I like this one less than the others, but you know, it's still Jurassic. Same design, just on a tank top there. This is fun. This one's fun. Must go faster. I like that. That's pretty cool. That's a cool one. I do like the color scheme on the logo itself. The fact that it's blending that blue and yellow. That's actually pretty good looking. I like that a lot. Or like yellowish green or whatever that is. That's pretty cool. And some more shots of the mugs again. So we don't need those. We already saw the mugs. Let's see. Ooh, this is beautiful. Look at this, guys. Man, that is good. Man, awesome picture. Awesome picture. And there you get a good glimpse of like the fence on the right. Like you can see how high that is, and the the electrical parts up top, the shock parts, I guess. Very Indominus looking pen in a way. And yeah, you can see the direction of the coaster and everything. And I love that coaster. We got nothing in the films that would like showcase what a Jurassic coaster would look like. And I think that is on par with what they would create. If this was an official coaster inside the park that just so happened to go through the raptor pen, which would be a terrible, terrible idea for an official ride at Jurassic World. but that is a really, really sleek coaster. And I think, Jurassic always prides itself on its vehicle design, and I think they nailed it here with this design. Definitely fits in the universe. That's awesome. And now let's move over to BioReconstruct on Twitter and see what else we got. We got some more pictures here. I'll get to you guys in the comments pretty shortly. I just want to go through some of these pictures. I don't know, just a different spot, just a different look. Look at that angle though, man. That is insane on that coaster track. That is nuts. Oh, wow, look at it. And if you don't know, BioReconstruct is very well known for flying over the parks and taking all kinds of amazing pictures. This whole section here is absolutely insane. It's out of control. Like it's nuts. I can't believe how cool that is. Like there's just track everywhere. Somehow they managed to fit in so much stuff in this little tiny area. And I love that actual like kind of almost collision course with the Pteranodon flyers in the back. That's cool. Interestingly, like it looks like Pteranodon flyers just flies over a lot of like just like power boxes and stuff like that and walkways now. Huh. So anyway, the comment, which I know you guys can't see, it says, a look at a wall of enclosure around the first launch of Jurassic World VelociCoaster, wall indicated by the arrow. I was reading arrow and aerial. Okay. Yeah, that was that picture. All right. Next up, let's see what we got here. Entering the second launch area. So this was that same area we were looking at before with Michael's picture. So you can see this area here. So the car will come around this curve and then straighten out and go launching down that tunnel. And let's see, when we look at that aerial shot here, it is in the, where is it? It's in the, is that it down there? Oh, okay. All right. I see it. It's in the bottom right. It's like kind of where that arrow is, but underneath the arrow. So it'll come down around and then go underneath all of that. And then where does it pop out? I don't really see where the track goes. Interesting. But look at that. That looks awesome. And I know on Hagrid, when you go on Hagrid, there's a few moments just like this where the track will kind of bend into one of these straightaways and you'll jet out like really fast. And one of them is like, just, it feels insane. And I know when you watch the coaster sometimes from afar or from videos and stuff like that, and it doesn't necessarily seem all that fast. When you actually get on there, it's insane. So this is going to be awesome. Entering into this like little tunnel way. Too cool. Here's another shot. It's that same kind of angle that Michael took earlier. But these are like still with the test vehicle. As you can see, it looks like there's dummies in there strapped in with water inside probably to simulate humans inside the vehicle, all strapped in. Very cool. This is a cool shot. No clue where that got taken. Actually, probably that same area, just like... That's insane. That is insane. Man, I can't wait for this. This is going to be amazing. Oh, and that was the last... We'll get to that one in a second, I guess. But that's awesome. Man, that is so cool. I love this. So what are you guys thinking? What are you guys talking about? Let me bring it back over to the chat here for a second. Got to scroll up somewhere. All right, let's see. I don't know what you guys are talking about. What are you talking about? Yeah, so Stargazer here says, I want to go to Universal, but I can't because 1, COVID, 2, money, 3, travel. Yeah, that is the bummer thing about this coming out right now is the fact that, like, you know, so many places are still going in and out of lockdown and still struggling with, everywhere is really. I mean, it's not like, you know, everybody's struggling with all of this. And of course we're all slowly starting to get like vaccines and stuff like that. So it's becoming a little bit more safe, but it stinks. The timing of this all really stinks. Can you imagine the world where, you know, this came out, you know, this summer, and then also Jurassic World Dominion, Camp Cretaceous season 2 and 3 or whatever? Like, insane. This year would have been insane. But, you know, we might have to watch this from afar depending on when this opens. Who knows? But it does seem unlikely, right, that a lot of us will get out there right away. Fingers crossed. Who knows? But yeah, it is one of those things. Like, I wish things were a little bit different for Jurassic fans. You know, we finally get like a true Jurassic World attraction, not a redo. You know, like a kind of like a refurb of an old attraction with Jurassic World to ride, but an actual new attraction. Could have had some huge fanfare. I don't know what they'll do now. I feel like, I don't know. I have no idea what they'll do. How do you open an attraction in a pandemic? I don't know. Has anybody done it yet? I don't think so. And usually when it comes to these attractions, there's huge lines getting to the park, and everybody kind of knows when it's hitting. But maybe they'll do something unexpected. I mean, look, the walls came down randomly yesterday. The merch came out randomly yesterday. So maybe we're in the next few days here. Who knows? Who knows? Side tangent here, but X Rexus asked, did you hear about the new Beyond the Gates? Yes, of course. We actually did our live stream last week was all, for the most part, it was a lot about Beyond the Gates. So go check that out. It's our live stream from whatever last week was. Sometimes you gotta delete people from the chat. And unfortunately, I'm like not looking at the chat the whole time. So it takes me a little bit to get there. And then I'm like, all right, I gotta delete all this stuff. Yeah, but look, Titan says the rock architecture is interesting, very spiky. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that spiky, cracked look, like that just doesn't speak Jurassic to me. I don't know what I would really say as far as rocks, like what kind of rock work speaks Jurassic to me, but it looks different. It looks interesting, and I think it looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it looks amazing. But like as far as a Jurassic look, does it look like anything we would have seen in a film, in any of the films? I don't know. But I think like if the coaster was in a film, sure, I think the coaster would look pretty awesome. Siaka says, looks like a sick video game location, locale. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. Like, the coloring and everything in this looks amazing, and it kind of like almost looks, makes it look like a fake location, and it just, I can't believe it's real. There was an image, something I wanted to try to find. Let me find an image for you guys. So you can kind of see like what the area that they kind of opened up looks like. I know some people that were down there, so let me check their Twitters real quick. It's got to be here somewhere. All right, so here's a good shot. So here you go. This is from our good friend Alicia Stella. And this whole section was just like blocked off before. You actually couldn't look in here, look in the fences and everything. But now you can see right through. You can probably stick your arm through and get a picture. But yeah, this whole section is open here. Pretty cool. And this looks pretty identical to like what you would have seen in Jurassic World, right? With the bars up top. It kind of looks like that area where Owen kind of like rolled into safety after saving the dude who fell into the raptor pen. It really looks a lot like that. Like they got that architecture down perfectly. So yeah. But yeah, I think how long have we been going for? An hour and 20? I think that probably wraps us up here for the night. Yeah. I cannot wait for this coaster. It's going to be so much fun. Hopefully I can get out there sometime in the near future. We'll see. We'll have to see how things go with vaccines and whatnot. But I'll try to get down there as soon as I can for some awesome coverage. Hopefully it's awesome. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love doing these live streams with you guys, and we do them every Wednesday night. So if this is the first one you've seen, or you're coming back, from a previous week, or you've been here every week, like Siaka and so many others, I appreciate everybody sticking around and watching us every week. It's awesome. Every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But please go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, any podcasting app out there. Go download the Jurassic Park podcast, because this week, like I talked about in the beginning of the stream, we have the Jurassic Park Book Club. It's a new book club where you can actually read along with us and meet up with us at a certain point on the podcast, and we'll all discuss this all together. Send in your thoughts. Jurassic Park what is it? Jurassic Park Book Club. It could not be easier. Why do I keep forgetting it? For years, for like the past 6 years, I've been saying Jurassic Park pod at gmail.com. So it's kind of hard to switch it off and be like Jurassic Park Book Club at gmail.com. So go read the first third of the book. Send us your thoughts on the novel Jurassic Park to Jurassic Park Book Club at gmail.com. And then we'll go from there, and we'll read even more. I am super excited to start up that book club and have Ben run the segment and be the host of that segment. It's going to be so much fun. And also, guys, check it out. I did a toy hunt. I uploaded a toy hunt today where I was able to track down the plesiosaurus from Mattel. It says Camp Cretaceous on this. I wouldn't read into that too much, but here it is. Mattel plesiosaurus. I found it in Target. So go check out the not live stream. What's it called? The toy hunt. Go check out the toy hunt I uploaded earlier today. But that's about it, guys. I appreciate everybody sticking around here, watching us, and watching me ramble, especially when we get to those parts about canon, soft canon, real canon, fake canon, whatever that is. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's been so much fun, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.